All right now. Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to another Grubbin live stream. And I'm here today live streaming for the between the Seattle Seahawks and the Cleveland Browns. The Seahawks are 4-1. The Browns are 2. You know, the Browns they're trying to regroup after a blowout loss on Monday Night Football to the San Francisco 49ers. Sorry, I started a little late, but I had some computer issues, so I apologize. You know, so come on and join me here in this chat. What do y'all think are the keys to today's game? Who do you think will win today's game? Intelligent Psycho, what's up, man? Thanks for joining me. Okay, you going back and forth between this game and the Texans and Chiefs game. All right. Yep, I greatly apologize for the late start. Also, I will be on here doing a post game show after the game, so you can call in with your thoughts on the game at the start of it. I'll leave the number here in the chat here. How's everybody Sunday? I hope everybody Sunday's going good so far. I know some of you may be coming from church, or some of y'all snuck out of church, to watch some football. Yep, I am so sorry for this late start, y'all. I greatly apologize. Caden, the Browns scored the first touchdown of the game. They're leading 7-0. Yep, y'all definitely gotta forgive me. Also, if you want, you can donate to the channel via PayPal or Cash App. That way, you can help me keep this channel going. I can produce more quality content for you guys, which I enjoy doing. Plus, also, I want to do more things on this channel. I would also like to get out to more events. Also, I also would like to, do some special things. I got some series in my head that I really want to work on. But so your donations would greatly help towards that. Come on, everybody that's joining this live stream, come on, chat with me. What do y'all think about the game so far? And also, excuse me, what do you think will be the keys to the game for each team? Seattle's driving. They're at the red zone. They're on the 12-yard line. Russell Wilson just completed a pass to DJ Metcalf, the rookie. Chris Carson rushed for 1 yard. Okay, and I'm about to grub on some of these Pringles sour cream and onion. Okay, the Seattle Seahawks got called for a false start penalty. So they're backed up at the 16-yard line. At the 16-yard line, excuse me. Having issues with this. With my internet TV on the computer, so right now I'm following through Yahoo. Okay, the Seahawks get a touchdown, but they missed the PAT, so the Browns lead 7-6. Wow. How do you miss a PAT? Russell Wilson scored on a rushing touchdown. And Nick Chubb scored the first game's touchdown on a rushing touchdown. He went for 7 yards. Also, you coming in here, like the live stream. And if this is your first time here on the live stream, don't make it your last. Subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss any new videos or upcoming live streams from me. I want to know, how's everybody's Sundays going? All right, so the Browns about to receive the ball for that second offensive drive of this game. Pringles are good. Still trying to get my internet TV together on here. Ooh. Chip almost slipped out of my hand. Okay. Seattle kicked the ball to the Browns, and Dontrell Hilliard returned for 28 yards. Okay, Nick Chubb rushes for only 4 yards on first down. Looks like the Browns are trying to definitely focus on the run this early in the game. Baker Mayfield hasn't even thrown a pass yet. Okay, he just did. He threw a 13-yard pass to Antonio Callaway. And the Browns have a first down at the 48-yard line. Okay, Baker passes to Chubb for a 5-yard gain. The Browns with another first down at the 41. Now Baker passes to OBJ for 5 yards. Excuse me, he passed to OBJ for 5 yards. My mistake. No, I knew I was live today, TC, but I had an issue with the computer. Well, not with the computer, but with this live stream. Okay, Baker passes to Jarvis Landry for 3 yards. Then he complete. Put these Pringles down for a second. Baker throws another incomplete pass that was intended for OBJ, and the drive stalls. But then comes back and throws a pass to Jarvis Landry for 27 yards. And it's first and goal at the 11. It's It's 10. Well, it's a first down. Excuse me, at the 11-yard line. I'm about to grub on some of these mini Kit Kats. And the Browns are threatening near the red zone once again. Okay, Nick Chubb only gets 1 yard on first down. He had the first Browns' first touchdown of the game. He's tackled by Quentin Jefferson. And Baker Mayfield runs up the middle for a 10-yard touchdown. The Browns lead 13-6. That was a great, 14-6. That was an excellent response by the Browns after that Russell Wilson touchdown. Yeah, the Browns definitely have to rebound from that loss in San Fran intelligence cycle. I totally agree. They definitely got to deliver here today on the home front because they have a bye next week, and then coming from the bye, they take on the Patriots in Foxborough. So, the Browns definitely want to go into the bye week on a winning note, so they can have some confidence for the rest of this season. I see more people joining the live stream. Come on, like the live stream. Tell me what's your thoughts on this game so far. Don't be bashful now. No need to be bashful around here. Okay, now the Seahawks will get the ball back on offense. Okay. So far, the Browns, they've been pretty solid offensively. That Baker's finding different guys, but he's also balancing it by still keeping OBJ and Jarvis Landry involved as the main receivers in his offense. They've been they're trying their best to feed the ball to Nick Chubb. So, like the game so far. Well, like the game plan so far. Y'all excuse me right quick.
leaving nothing but trail of scorched earth behind him. Where's his speed? 92 yards later, my friends, he is in the end zone. He's some good returns on the opening kick there. Early on. Yeah, there you go.
Now, finally,
start as an NFL
finally,
first career.
my internet TV gets to work.
When you combine Oklahoma and Texas Tech at his college days. But answering after Seattle and Russell Wilson answered. Walking back to receive the kick from Austin Seibert. Defenses have yet to warm up here in the opening quarter in Cleveland.
Sarver kicks it back. Well, kicks it, and the ball touches back in the end zone.
It's beautiful right now when it's not winning, but it is extremely.
So Seattle will take over from the 20-yard line.
The stadium's funky. It comes in and it swirls around, so you can't tell the direction. If you look at the flags, you can tell nothing. They're all doing different things. Special teams coach White Frieder told me it's the dustiest he's ever felt here. The kickers came in on Wednesday to practice. They're trying to get a feel for it, but it's a real challenging win.
All right, thank you, Laura. Just for clarification, it was the extra point that Jason Myers missed, but the win having an effect on that. Low throw.
Okay, Russell Wilson throws low and incomplete.
Has not affected the throwing. So
they haven't really extended the field right now. Everything has been short, and you wonder if that's one of the reasons why we're seeing that approach. I know for Cleveland, they
all right, come on, y'all.
Into a rhythm,
what's your thoughts on this game?
But with Russell Wilson and his experience, you would think that maybe they would stretch it a little bit more. So maybe it is impacting the play calling by both offenses.
Russell Wilson.
Okay, second down and 10 for the Seahawks.
His first game playing in Cleveland. Pass is caught. That's David Moore.
Okay, David Moore gets a first down.
8th year after coming out of Wisconsin, he was at North Carolina State, drafted in the 3rd round.
I didn't know this was Russell Wilson's first time playing in Cleveland.
And moving on up the charts, when you look at enough passes qualifying all time, he and
208 TD passes. Wow.
He has not thrown an interception this season. Lockett in motion. Hands off Carson. Stopped short of the 40 by Jermaine Whitehead.
Chris Carson gets a couple of yards.
Thanks, Chris. Big AFC matchup here. Tyreek Hill back on the field for the first time since week 1, and you know who's happy about that? His quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, and Tyreek.
Wow.
6-yard touchdown.
Mahomes throws a 46-yard TD to Tyreek Hill.
All right, thank you.
Wow.
Division here.
Okay, 2nd and 7 for the Seahawks.
Baltimore leading Cincinnati 14-7 in the Browns division. Wilson from the pocket dumps it off. Plenty of running room for Carson.
Okay, dumps it off to Carson, but there's a flag down.
Motors inside the 40 at Cleveland.
So who will it be on? That was a big game by Chris Carson.
Before the pass, illegal contact defense. Number 39. That penalty decline, the play results in a first down.
They got Terrence Mitchell for illegal contact.
The update with Patrick Mahomes a moment ago. You got a couple of quarterbacks here. If you look in the history under 6'1", France Harkington, who when Russell runs around looks a lot like him. Drew Brees. Look at these guys. Impressive list of the present-day quarterbacks.
Wow, 4 quarterbacks under 6'1". Baker, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, and Mahomes. I didn't know Mahomes was under 6 feet.
Drew Brees made him confident in the NFL. They had made that transition at that time with the height.
C.J. Prosise comes in at running back. Former Notre Dame star.
Okay, they give it to C.J. Prosise, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards.
Kind of one of those boxes that if you weren't 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", they were looking at the prototypical pro-style quarterback. And so those smaller, undersized quarterbacks really struggled. And you look at the Trailblazers on that first slide, some great names there, and now some great names playing the game today.
Somebody had to break through and open the door for the rest of the guys. Not quite in that 6'4" quarterback preferred range. Wilson in the pocket, they got him.
Wow. Myles Garrett sacks Russell Wilson. Wow.
Myles Garrett playing that stand-up style right here. And this is one of the areas that will be interesting during the course of the game because you've got some shuffles in that Seattle offensive line due to injury. How do they hold up in that pass protection?
Brown is out. Fluker is out.
Case 39 for the Seahawks.
There's no way he can throw it or run around on us. On third down, catch, drop.
Okay, Russell Wilson throws an incomplete pass. So the Browns get a stop on defense. And that sack was pretty big by Myles Garrett. So the Seahawks will have to punt.
Could be a long field goal, so they're sending out Michael Dixon, the punter from Texas, drafted in the 5th round, his second year.
Let's see what the Browns can do on offense.
Jarvis Landry.
And Jarvis Landry is back to receive the punt.
Fair catch call.
Okay, Jarvis makes the fair catch near the 10-yard line.
And the defense, led by Myles Garrett, has shown up here in Cleveland.
Let's see what the Browns can do on offense. They start at the 8-yard line.
We, the breakfast eaters of America, have been caught sleeping on breakfast. We have rehydrated egg on our faces.
All right, come on, y'all. Chime in. What's your thoughts on this game so far?
We're big muffin people. We're fresh, cracked, sizzled, and toasted until golden people. It's time to come back to the breakfast table.
The Browns on that defensive possession.
Breakfast.
Terrence Mitchell got called for the penalty, but they didn't let that rattle them, and they can't. And Myles Garrett came back strong with the big sack on Russell Wilson to, basically set up that 3 and out.
Plants capture CO2. What if other kinds of plants captured it too? If these industrial plants had technology that captured carbon like trees, we could help lower emissions. Carbon capture is important technology, and experts agree.
All right.
That's why we're working on ways to improve it.
Now see what the Browns can do on offense once again. Can they get another score? Can they keep the momentum going?
When your V-neck looks more like a U-neck, that's when you know it's half washed. Downy helps prevent stretching by conditioning fibers so clothes look newer, longer. Downy, and it's done. The only times that matter in this race are great ones. Do it for the cheers.
Did he get his feet in again? Touchdown! Seahawks! Teddy Bridgewater throws the strike wide open. Touchdown! And he leads the somersault into the end zone. Is Nick Bosa putting on a show? Daryl Johnson, Chris Myers. We're in the dog pound in Cleveland. Dogs got to eat. It's one of the hashtags that the Browns fans use. We're at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, by the way, in February from Madison Square.
Right, Browns start at the 8-yard line.
Just a subtle flag.
So do you. Mayfield completes to Beckham.
Okay, Baker throws to Beckham for 9 yards. For 9 yards and a 2nd and 1.
A nice job by Greg Robinson staying with Ziggy Ansah to hold up the protection so they can throw outside to Odell Beckham Jr., number 13. Little stutter off.
John Dorsey called it fake news, all the talk about trades of Odell Beckham or teams asking about him. Mayfield told us, I want to get the ball to my playmakers.
I agree. That is fake news.
Picked up 9 there.
Okay, 2nd and 1.
Nick Chubb cuts back.
Oh, Nick Chubb. Wow, Nick Chubb with a big run. Inside, he rushed for at least about 30 plus yards, and he's inside this, and the Browns are inside the Seattle 30. Man, I was hoping Chubb was gonna break off for another big rushing touchdown. Man, if he'd have been a little quicker, Trey Flowers wouldn't have caught him. But the first quarter comes to an end, and the Browns are leading 14-6 after one. And the Browns are threatening to drive again.
What we can't see.
Snow leopards are almost impossible to find, but we need to.
Okay, gotta let everybody know on social media I'm live right now.
Traps allow us to have an eye in the mountains, taking thousands of pictures. Microsoft AI can do all these images and separate snow leopards from everything else. In 10 minutes instead of 10 days, it gives us time to do better research and save this threatened species.
Nobody can beat us.
All new Empire Tuesday on Fox.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart, and today we're making burgers and fries. We start with a big potato. Be careful when you're cutting it. Okay. I'm sure he's fine. Just postmate it.
Oh, great presentation, Tim. Could you email me the part about Geico, making it easy to switch and save hundreds?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And Martha Stewart commercial is stupid.
You don't know my name, dear.
Of course I know your name. I just get you mixed up with the other guy. What's his name? What's your name?
Switch to Geico. You could save 15% or
You don't know his name. Stop it.
more on car insurance.
Could you just tell me? I want this to be over.
Start Saturday strong. As Jalen Hurts, Heisman-worthy heroics. Touchdown, Oklahoma. As number 6, Oklahoma poised for a title run in a massive big news Saturday on Fox. The superstar QB looks to continue his reign of dominance as the Sooners set their sights on West Virginia. It all starts with big noon kickoff at 11 Eastern. And then it's West Virginia, Oklahoma. All part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Here's your chance to win $25,000 each Thursday night.
All right, so what's y'all thoughts on this game?
6 game. Answer 6 questions correctly. Play for free, and you can win $25,000.
Lano Hill and Bradley McDougal have an opportunity to make the play. They're the unblocked guys in this. Everybody else is tied up. And watch, in open space, Nick Chubb is able to make both of them miss. He eliminates angles and is a stocky, physical runner. You can see he's got some good speed when he gets into that secondary.
For 5'11", 228, he moves well and for 50-plus yards.
50-plus yards. My mistake. K. Brown's back on offense. And Baker with the touchdown to Ricky Seals-Jones. And Seals-Jones jumps into the dog pound. Now the Browns lead 20-6 with the extra point coming up. Nick Chubb went for 52 yards on that run.
Mayfield after a touchdown run with a touchdown toss to the reserve tight end. Ricky Seals-Jones covering 31 yards.
Complimentary football. One of the things that was missing against San Francisco is here this afternoon for the Browns. They're playing well in all 3 phases.
I agree.
Except the PAT.
And Austin Cyber misses the PAT. That's his first PAT miss this season. Wow. Both kickers have missed PATs in this game. That's crazy.
Finding that soft spot. Getting in behind the linebacker, you had your outside receiver.
That is crazy.
For the deep side of that field into the end
and Cyber has been pretty good so far in PATs and field goals. But still, the Browns lead 20-6.
The toss to Seals,
and thanks to the setup of Nick Chubb's 50-yard run.
Eligible to come back until November 24th, but Mayfield having a day here. And he wanted to get a home win. That was part of that urgency he talked about. Cleveland 0-2 this year, playing in their own stadium. And what a difference a week makes.
Back on roller coaster, though, right?
Yeah, they're back on
Baltimore, San Francisco.
They're
The
on
first half of Seattle.
The fun ride, as Freddie Kitchen
The wild
said.
mouse.
Yeah, you know what? They need consistency. That was another buzzword this week. As Cleveland was practicing for this game, 8 out of 10 over 100 yards, a touchdown pass and run for Mayfield. And strong kicking. Lockett, not a chance to return. Well, two of the best teams in the nation coming up on a weekend coverage. First, a special Friday night. Justin Fields, number 3, Ohio State. The Ohio State taking on Northwestern coverage.
That was a great touch. That was a great offensive drive by the Browns.
Takes 6th-ranked Oklahoma.
You know, so far they've been aggressive offensively. Definitely been a little bit better defensively. Get pressure in Russell Wilson as his offensive line is depleted. So the Seahawks, they start at the 20-yard line.
Chris Carson spins out of an ankle tackle and picks up a few before a flag flies.
And that Chris Carson picks up some nice yards, but there's a flag. Let's see where's the flag. Who's the flag? Who's the flag on?
Holding offense.
And it's Seattle for holding. So they have to replay first down.
Good job by Chris Carson getting to the outside. But watch, it's actually 83. David Moore, the
Okay,
wide
just
receiver.
sharing it with everybody on social media. I'm live right now.
Eric Murray get away.
Now a first and 19 after
Okay,
the penalty.
first and 19.
Call for the infraction. Will Disley, the tight
So
end,
they are
sets
pushed
up.
back to the 12-yard line.
And we have another flag.
Wow, another flag on the play. It looks like it's false start.
Out of rhythm here.
There was no play, false start, offense.
Yep, false start on the Seahawks.
5-yard penalty with a first down.
Wow.
It's already the fourth penalty on the Seahawks. Let's get a game break with
Wow.
Murphy.
Seahawks got 4 penalties today.
Right now, it's this Kansas City offense taking on Houston today. Patrick Mahomes syncing up with Damian Williams 14 yards later. That's his second touchdown pass of the day for Mahomes, and they're still in the first quarter. They're leading 17-3 over Houston. Chris Moose.
Thank you, Kurt. On first and 24, a swarm of Browns give Matt
Okay,
Wilson, the rookie from Alabama.
Okay, the Browns
That was
swarm
one thing that Steve
Chris
Wilson
Carson
mentioned
for a
earlier,
few
said
yards
about
on first and
population
24.
to the ball when we're when Seattle's on offense.
Yeah, well, one of the things that happened against San Francisco, when you give up 275 yards rushing, I mean, you've got some issues up front. They got away from what they do. They're a penetrating front with downhill style of play, and against San Francisco, they got caught in that lateral movement against that zone running scheme of the Niners. Is one of the things they had to work on today because Seattle is similar how they run the ball.
I agree.
Wilson is on the move here and floats one, caught at the 33 and going out of bounds. See if is that enough for a first down? It's Tyler Lockett.
Okay, Russell throws
There's a
for
flag down. Back at the 10-yard
a
line.
bomb to Tyler Lockett, but there's a flag.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Wow, they got the Browns for roughing the passers.
Penalty will be added to the result of the play. Automatic first down.
They get Larry Ogunjobi for roughing the
For that
passer.
infraction. That's a first penalty today on the Browns. They came in one of the most penalized teams.
And that's the
in all
first
of football.
penalty today on the Browns. Wow.
Russell Wilson is on the outside. You've got 2 steps. To me, that's kind of close. It wasn't.
Oh, man, that's not roughing the passer. Come on.
See,
Oh, no, that's a BS call.
today, it's kind of like with all the
That's not roughing the passer. Come on, he just nudged him. How do you call that roughing the passer?
The rest of the day, but he didn't dip his head.
That's a BS call.
So
That is such a BS call. And no, this is not me being a Browns homer.
Up at the 48. Russell Wilson has plenty of time.
That is such a BS call.
Good catch by Carson going out of bounds at the 46 of Cleveland.
Wow.
The resiliency of
They
Seattle.
call that
They're
roughing the
back and
passer.
rolling. The Browns have all the momentum, and again, it's Russell Wilson. It's one of those plays. You talked about how impressive that 4th and 7 call was for Cleveland to get the points. Let's see what they do on this drive, because that play with Russell Wilson right there, getting the ball over the team more on the personal foul, that was a big play right there, because the Browns sure did have all the momentum at that time.
Yeah, the penalty, Darryl, was a drive changer. Now at the 45 of Cleveland, Carson has a hole to the outside. He moves, and inside the 30.
Carson rushes for a big game.
Well, we're seeing some poor tackling here this afternoon on both sides of the ball. I watched Morgan Burnett, number 42, come up. He's a safety. It's designed. He's one-on-one in space to make the tackle.
That was bad tackling by Morgan Burnett.
You watch him. It's more physical, his style of play, but that's a nice little wiggle right there to get away from Morgan Burnett.
Yeah, it's a loose sack, but the Browns among the teams with the most missed tackles this season.
Wow. Browns with the most missed tackles.
Carries and squeezes through to get down to around the 18. Staying committed to the running game.
It's funny, when Russell Wilson comes into the league, he's got Marshawn Lynch in the backfield, and for those first few years of his career, this is a run-first team in Seattle, and they establish it with the physical style, and then Russell plays off of that as Marshawn Lynch goes further along and it leaves the team. It becomes Russell Wilson's team, so it's interesting to see what the run game is from week to week against each opponent.
Pocket in motion.
Okay, 2nd and 6 for the Seahawks.
Wilson tries to run back up the middle like he did for the touchdown a moment
And the
ago.
Browns blitz, and Demarius Randall gets the sack.
Brought him down.
Nice job by Demarius Randall, because he's coming on the blitz too.
That was a great job by Randall.
So a good job
at the point of attack.
Watch 23. He's going to be able to get up and then come around the corner and make the tackle on Russell Wilson.
Loss of 2. Randall's the guy who said after the 49er game, they flat out just stuffed it up our, I'll say butts, but it was a begin with an A.
I was wondering what road you were going down there. We couldn't help you.
On 3rd down, pressure, floating one, and incomplete. Wilson had to throw it early.
Okay, Russell Wilson throws an incomplete pass, and the Browns defense holds them to the Seahawks to a field goal.
Right there by the Cleveland Browns. They get 2-on-1, and you're going to have to deliver it on it. And Will Dissly down in the end zone right now.
And the Seahawks is down in the end zone.
Dissly with 4 touchdown receptions.
I still think that roughing the passer call was some BS.
So Wilson comes over to check out what happened.
Real BS, some real BS.
We'll check on the injury and have more for you in just a moment.
Okay, they take an injury timeout before they attempt a field goal try.
Enough to pull this much forward. You better make sure it's smart enough to back it all up.
And it's Will Dissly. I hope I said his name right. But the Browns so far have done pretty good on being as far as the penalties. That BS roughing the passer call was their first penalty of the game today.
This is Apple Card, a new kind of credit
And the Browns came
card
in the most penalized teams in the NFL. The most penalized team in the NFL. That's because of those 18 penalties against Tennessee in the first game.
And no fees, not even hidden ones. Oh, and if you happen to be somewhere that doesn't accept Apple Pay yet, there's this. Nice.
What are you doing?
Just checking my State Farm app.
I have an app.
Can it pay bills and track claims? He doesn't have an app.
Kevin, bring in my app.
Mr. Gabriel, you don't have an app.
Sounds incredible.
What kind of monster schedules their wedding on game day? Send them a toaster and get to B-Dubs, where the dress code is stained shirt optional, and you don't have to bring us a gift. We already have a gazillion TVs. Buffalo Wild Wings.
This Thursday,
I'm getting a real anti-me vibe off of you.
Sunland arrives.
If you love someone, shoot them in the face so they don't become a velociraptor.
Zombie. We're in Zombieland.
Zombieland double tap.
I want to go see the new Zombieland.
Want to stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me football schedules.
Steve Largent held all major NFL receiving records when he retired in 1989. He also holds the honor of being the first ever Seahawk enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And our crew, we drove over to Canton and the cradle of football and the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Got to see the bust of Steve Largent and a lot of other great things.
Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton.
Great trip if you ever get the chance. Will Disley being helped into the injury tent. He hurt his right knee in the opener against the Bengals.
And Will Disley is being escorted to the tent to see what his injury is.
And these are always scary to me when you see the.
And now Jason Myers is on to try the field goal attempt.
38-yard field goal try.
It's a 38-yard field goal attempt.
Both kickers today. Jason Myers nails this one.
Okay, Jason Myers puts it through the uprights, and the lead is 20-9.
Now this from Progressive.
Gina, bring it in. So good.
Okay, now they're showing the
James, great to see you.
Progressive commercial with Baker Mayfield.
Thanks for having me. Of course. Hey, next time, your place. All right? I'll bring the games. Oh, my goodness, I gotta stop entertaining. Oh, boy.
Well, Mayfield feeling right at home today. Over 100 yards passing, a touchdown toss, and a touchdown run. He only had last week the entire game. Remember, against the 49ers, he only had 100 yards passing. Off to a great start.
Okay, so far, Russell Wilson has 114 yards passing. Baker Mayfield has 102 passing. Both of them have a rushing TD, but Baker has a passing TD.
Each of the kickers. That's why the 9 is up on the board. And Will Disley, that ruptured patella tendon last year in week 4.
As the Seahawks are about to kick it back to the Browns.
The wind kicking up.
Well, he's been important to Russell Wilson this season. I mean, last year, Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett had a perfect passer rating together. And actually, this season, the highest.
And the wind is definitely blowing off the shores of Lake Erie.
For Russell Wilson.
Even though it's 60-some degrees today,
if he's unable to,
the winds are definitely blowing off the shores of Lake Erie.
We'll get an update on that injury as soon as Laura Oakland can gather the information. No chance for a return.
K is touched back in the end zone, and so the Browns will start at the 25-yard line.
Mayfield, an impressive first half so far.
It really has been. A little bit of movement here. You can see he's scanning the field, trying to find that receiver. There's nobody open, so he does his Russell Wilson imitation. Scampers in for a touchdown, and a really nice play design for Ricky Seals-Jones there. And that's what you got to love. You got to love the passion for the game that Baker Mayfield plays.
And now let's see what the Browns can do on offense and see how they can extend the lead.
That's when I'm out on the edge. That's one of the reasons I'm here. I need to channel that into wins and what happens on the field, but I am who I am. Nick Chubb. Seahawks ready.
Okay, Nick Chubb rushes for only a yard.
3 touchdowns on their first 3 drives for Cleveland. 10.5-minute mark of this first half. Mayfield's throw. It looked like Antonio Callaway had his hands on it, but Shaquille Griffin made sure he.
Baker throws to Antonio Callaway, but the pass is broken up by the young Shaquille Griffin.
On the outside.
Griffin dug his arm in there, but that was a catchable ball. Remember, the offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, called that miss at the goal line when Callaway couldn't hang on to the football and turned into an interception in the Monday night game. Catastrophic, turned the whole tide of the game. Freddie Kitchen said, I'll put him in better positions, make sure he's ready to be where he needs to be
Okay, 39.
Beckham turns it up. His hands and shoulder.
And it's off the hands of OBJ, and the Browns have to punt.
Right into the brakes for Beckham. That's two that Odell probably should have had in this game.
Well, this is the second one. It's on the back shoulder, but again, it's a catchable ball. And you just wonder, the timing and where you're supposed to be, location of the throws, because remember, Odell didn't do the OTA.
Definitely had one.
Not a big participant during the course of
OBJ should have caught that one.
The week-to-week preparation for your
And
opponent.
he usually catches those passes.
It's not the time to build the foundation of this offense once you get into the regular season.
And nagging injuries, as this is blocked. A special teams play for the Seahawks.
Wow, the Seahawks blocked the punt.
But Cleveland, Gillen had the punt blocked, and Malik Turner recovered the deflection. And it looked like David Moore.
That was a hell of a play.
On Jamie Gillen.
Just trading big special teams plays here in the first half, and it should be upright as it's coming from the back. If you get two guys, it's actually the second player in, and you're right, it's David Moore. They've got him stacked, and just like you do on a blitz pickup, you get two guys on one, and you never want to hear a double thud.
Especially if you're the punter. So the miss by Beckham. A punt blocked. Seahawks and this is Russell Wilson. They were ready for him this time.
Okay, the Browns confused Russell Wilson, and he slides.
The play is over. Didn't want to get hit hard. Let's check it with Laura.
Chris, I have an update on Will Disley. He still remains in the medical tent, but not good news. It is a left Achilles. He has already been ruled out for the game.
Wow, Will Disley injures his Achilles, and he's out for the rest of the game.
Right knee problem earlier this year.
Man, that was a hell of a special teams play.
Jacob Hollister from the practice squad. There's only two tight ends active today for the Seahawks.
Okay, 2nd and 17 for the Seahawks.
After a loss of 7, Wilson keeps, throws, and caught. Metcalf down inside the 10. Check the spot.
Okay, a hell of a pass by Russell Wilson to the rookie DK Metcalf, and his first and goal at the 10.
Play fake by Russell Wilson. Watch how long he sells this toss to the left. Gets everybody to stop. They get the pursuit. Here comes DJ Metcalf into that little void right there. Dangerous with the football in his hand in the open field.
Wilson 8 out of 11, over 130 yards, and he's run for a touchdown. $19 yards picked up on that last play. Timeout.
And the Seahawks call a timeout.
Seahawks.
Seattle, they're first. This is the
Entertaining game so far. Terrific weather here in Cleveland. And, this is how the game goes. The Seahawks ready to come up that big win against the Rams, and the Browns come off a tough loss against the 49ers.
Yeah, intelligent cycle is a block punt recovered by the Seahawks. That was a hell of a heads-up play.
For Seattle, they're on the West Coast on a short week coming back here. You wondered if they'd have a slow start. They come out right out of the gates with a great kickoff return. So we're trading, punches right now. But I'm impressed with Cleveland and how they've responded.
And we know the Seahawks, whether they're on the road, and this year they're 2-0 on the road, they know how to respond. Pete Carroll, 68 is the new 48. Hoping his team can punch it in.
Okay, let's see what the Seahawks do out of timeout. 4-yard gains by Chris Carson, but he's tackled.
Seahawks try to improve to 5-1, and the Browns trying to get even here at 3-3. Browns trying to get their first win at home this season. Last time the Seahawks started out at 3-0 on the road, it was back in the East. Second and goal. Russell Wilson. He's faking, he's running, and he's tackled.
Okay, Russell Wilson tries to rush the ball, but he's tackled. It's 3rd and goal.
Richardson, the one-time Seahawk.
And he's taken down by Sheldon Richardson.
Stand your ground.
That was a good job by Sheldon Richardson playing down the line because, as you pointed out, Russell Wilson had Cleveland defenders in that that spot where do I come up and try and make a play on Russell Wilson, or do I stay with my player? And then Sheldon Richardson was able to make the stop so they could stay on their guys.
3rd and goal at the 3-yard line.
Russell Wilson on 3rd down, floats one, and
He throws an incomplete pass in the end. Wilson throws an incomplete pass in the end zone.
Was the target. He was well covered.
One of the things we see, there's so much traffic down here. You're trying to just create bunches, and you get the 3 guys lined up here with their releases. Can we get one of them free with a collision by the defenders running into each other? But Cleveland played it well, sorted through it cleanly.
Jason Myers, who has made from 38 yards on a field goal. This will be 20. And nails it. But again,
Okay, Jason Myers nails a 20-yard field, 20 yard, nails the field goal, so now it's 20-12.
Seahawks take advantage of the block punt, but have to settle for 3.
The Corona Hotline is back, and
So that was good, Ben, but don't break defense by the Browns.
Hey, Tony, every time I leave the room, my team starts playing better. I'm not going back in there. Superstitious, huh? No.
Come on. How many games in a row have you worn those socks?
5.
For a good game, the only game day ritual you need is
Nachos for breakfast.
No. Limes and Coronas.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah, you do. Bye-bye.
Call now to find your game day beach. You name it. The Ford F-150 will tow up to 13,200 pounds of it.
This is gorgeous light. No complaints here. Oh, man. Forgot to lock up my house.
You know, you could lock up your house from here.
She's right. Talking about smart home?
Yep. You could set a routine with lights to make it look like your home, and even have a smart speaker bark like a guard dog.
Dogs are cool. Never had a dog. Never had a fish either.
Remember that degree you got in taxation? Of course you don't, because you didn't. Your job isn't doing hard work. It's making them do hard work and getting paid for it.
Snap and sort your expenses to save over $4,600 at tax time. QuickBooks, backing you.
We fed beef lovers a Whopper with no beef.
You can't imitate beef. It just tastes better.
Turns out these beef lovers love plants too.
That's an Impossible Whopper?
I'm a damn fool.
Try the Impossible Whopper with a patty made from plants. Only at Burger King. Or get it delivered via Uber Eats with a $0 delivery fee.
Tell me why your dead patient is sitting up in his body bag.
The Resident. All new Tuesday at 8 on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by the Ford F-150, built Ford tough.
Appreciate you watching the NFL on Fox from Cleveland, Ohio. And Chatrell Hilliard back to receive the kick from Jason Myers. Hilliard, a couple of returns today, good for over 100 yards, 170 plus. Set up the opening scoring drive for Cleveland and set the tone, really, for this game. A 20-12 score. Special teams playing big here in the first half. Hilliard will let this one go out to the 25.
Okay, the Seattle Seahawks kicked it for a touchback.
The special teams play today, Chris, and Brian Schneider, special teams coach for
So
Seattle.
let's see what the Browns can do on this offensive possession.
There's the Browns with the opening kickoff leading to a touchdown. The kickers have struggled. Laura's talked about the win. Always going in the direction the Browns are going right now, kicking at that end of the field. Seahawks come back. A nice design right there with the pressure up the middle. You get 2 guys on the personal protector.
So the Browns start at the 25-yard line.
3 years since the Browns had had a punt block. It's been 3 years since the Seahawks blocked a punt. Mayfield catch. Tries to put a move on, but falling forward is Ricky Seals.
Okay, Baker gets it to Ricky Seals for Seals Jones for first down.
In the opening quarter. Laura.
I'm going to keep going with the special teams preparation for wind. Mike Preter did a cool thing. He had Phil Dawson, the former Browns kicker, come in this offseason, talk about how difficult the stadium's wind is. Said the biggest thing he told him, you can't worry about the wind. It's either going to help or hurt to kick your true ball.
It's like my golf game. Just hit it pure, Chris.
Mayfield, plenty of time. A low throw, but hauled in.
Okay, OBJ catches an 18-yard pass for a big first down.
Well, we've seen a couple of them bounce off his hands during the course of the game today. Let's see if this is a catch. Yes, good job by Odell Beckham Jr. getting it pulled in before it hits the ground.
Pickup of 18 yards. Mayfield's throw. He hesitated off the hands of Beckham. Let's quickly get a game ready.
Yeah, Baker hesitated on that throw to OBJ.
3 against the Chiefs. Deshaun Watson connects with Duke Johnson for this 11-yard score. Still down 17-9. Chris?
All right, thank you. 10
So second and 10.
30 yards from Mayfield. A misfire there, and now second and 10. It's intercepted inside the 40. He threw right into the hands of Trey Flowers.
And the ball. And Baker throws a pick.
And the Browns are acting as if they knocked that ball out and took it away. We're going to take a closer look.
But the Browns are saying that the ball was, but the Browns are saying that they knocked the ball out of his hand.
With the receivers and everything on the releases to try and create a collision. The same thing here, but it works against the Browns. The collision actually happens, frees up the defender to have the opportunity to make the interception.
On the field is an interception recovered by the defense. The player then gave himself up.
So it is an interception, and Flowers, as you heard from our official, our referee, gave himself up. That's why the knock ball afterwards doesn't figure in the equation here. So a heads-up play, but too late because he did. And they're a little bit more sensitive to a player giving himself up these days, again, just to prevent any kind of injury.
No, it was a good call. It was sorted out well. And Odell Beckham Jr. is just standing there, and as soon as Trey Flowers gets back to his feet after being on the ground for several seconds, he hits the ball out of his hand. But clearly had given himself up, and the play should have been ruled over.
First turnover in this game. It's a takeaway for the Seattle defense.
Wow. But they say the interception stands because he gave himself up. Wow. And that wasn't even a whistle.
Well, a nice job by the Browns defense on the last mistake.
And that wasn't even a whistle.
Field, holding the Seahawks to a field goal.
Man, NFL definitely need to get their refereeing together. They need to.
This Seahawk team is resilient.
Because that's a shot. Because that was a shoddy job by the refs.
They're going to just keep methodically moving down the field. They're in the position.
Okay, so it's second and 4 for the Seahawks.
Right now on this drive.
That's a sixth fumble that they've come up with this year. +4 in the turnover ratio. Carson well defended. It'll bring up a third down.
Okay, the Browns stuffed Chris Carson.
Half. Cleveland jumped out to a quick 7-0 lead. Russell Wilson responds with a touchdown run. Mayfield's first miscue, but you wonder if there was some miscommunication. Quick snap by Wilson and a quick throw. Hold on, says the referee here.
Good job. No play. The umpire was not in position on that play. Replay third down.
Wow, the umpire wasn't in position, so now they have to replay third down. Wow.
Russell Wilson saw something and wanted the snap right away.
Yeah, and Pete Carroll's not happy right now.
Even without substitution, if the umpires, they're not ready, you can't snap the ball until they say ready for play.
Well, they put the ball down. Yeah, once they say ready for play, then you should be allowed to do it. So it must not have been declared ready for play as that umpire was trying to get back into his position. And Russell Wilson saw something and wanted to go up-tempo quick.
Hey, Big Kelly, Luke, please. You're right there.
The blitz is on. We got no play here. Hold on. Is that a delay? Already 4 penalties. Seattle just won on Freddie Kitchens.
There's no foul to play. We're resetting the play clock.
Wow, the play clock is fired. They got to reset the play clock. Whoa, what is up with these refs, man? Man, these refs are incompetent. These refs are incompetent as I don't know what.
And did they reset it? Did they bump it back up after they sorted through everything in that previous play with the umpire not being in position before the snap?
Wow. Man.
It's still 3rd and 3.
These refs need to.
Floating one for Pro-Sites who couldn't find
And Russell Wilson misfires on the pass to Pro-Site. So the Seahawks have to punt.
Russell Wilson has been making this season.
What is up with these refs?
No, and we've heard Laura talk about the wind. This is the direction where it really hasn't been an impact. But is it affecting some of these throws? Because those are the ones that are kind of up in the air and lofted, trying to get that ball downfield.
Jarvis Landry back to receive Michael Dixon's punt. Offense has been slowed down a little bit. He lets it go, and it bounces into the end zone. Wise move by Landry.
Cade has a touchback once. The Seattle punter kicks a touchback, so the Browns start at the 25.
They said he couldn't do it.
You can't just introduce your new delicious Kentucky Fried Wings in a football game.
But he did it.
Introducing my new Kentucky Fried Wings.
Wow. On that last possession, I've never seen refs be so incompetent.
From the creators of
In all my years of watching football.
Sanders, but now he's got wings for sale.
Try Drive-Up at Target. Delivered to your car door so you can do more. More splash. More style. More smile. Target run and done.
To be a great explorer, you need ready for everything and anything. You need intelligent four-wheel drive and active terrain management system. You need the most available driver assist technology of any vehicle in its class. You need enough cargo space for any adventure.
Wow, somebody on Twitter says, why does every Browns game end up being a cluster F of officiating? I agree.
Redesigned 2020 Ford Explorer. It's the greatest.
That whole last play, that was just a disaster. I've never seen such incompetent officiating in all my years of watching football. Heck, you don't even see that in the college game or the high school game. And these dudes are pros. Like, come on. NFL got to do something about their officiating. Because this is becoming more and more a joke by the year.
Starts with big new kickoff at 11 Eastern. And then it's West Virginia, Oklahoma. All part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Today's game is sponsored by KFC. Come enjoy our new Kentucky Fried Wings and Buffalo Honey Barbecue and Nashville Hot. And by Target, at the store or at your door. Target run and done.
Daryl Johnston, Laura opens on the field. I'm Chris Myers with our producer Fran Morrison, director Brian Lilly, and crew in Cleveland, where we had a fast start. Things have slowed down a bit. Browns have the lead in the football at their own 20.
Okay, they're at the 20, excuse me.
So the miscommunication that Darrell pointed out, or the receivers colliding, is what cost Mayfield on the interception. Otherwise, he's been outstanding. Beckham. He held on.
Wow.
They're saying that's a catch as he rolls out of
Baker throws a hell of a bomb to OBJ.
It's ruled a catch, and the Browns are hustling to get to the line and try and snap it right away.
He held on. Yes, he did. That's a catch.
I don't see anything. It's relatively quick, but the challenge flag is coming.
And Pete Carroll throws the challenge flag. That was a 41-yard pass.
Pete Carroll, 2 out of 6, winning 2 challenges this year.
Seattle is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch.
Well, Mayfield had Beckham open, and the ball hung in the air, but a great adjustment. Ruled a catch on the field.
Y'all gotta excuse me for a second.
By the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's half the fun of a new house. Seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help was pretty fun, too.
It's tiny dancer.
They left a ton of stuff up here.
Well, enjoy your house.
Nope. No, thank you.
Geico could help you save on homeowners and renters insurance.
Cha-cha, let's move.
And Outback Steak and Lobster is back. Oh no, it's gone. Phew, it's back with lobster mac and cheese. It's gone again? Oh, it's back with shrimp now. Steak and Lobster starting at only $15.99. Hurry in before these 3 are gone again. Outback Steakhouse.
Brush aside the doubters, the naysayers, the noise. Oh, and lint. You're not ready for gray, so brush it away in 5 easy minutes. Just for men, mustache, and beard. Be the better man you are, and look the part.
Let me introduce me. Here I come. Yeah. Here I go.
Whether your house fits 6 or 60,000, you want to do it right. All season long. Lowe's does it right too, with hard-working brands like Valspar, Craftsman, Scott's. This is our house, and no matter who you root for, let's get to it. Get Scott's Winter Guard Lawn Food for $14.97. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
Week 6 continues later today on Fox and CBS, then tonight on NBC. Tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN. Stream games on mobile with the Yahoo Sports and NFL apps.
The ruling on the field stands. Seahawks lose the challenge and a timeout.
Yeah, and I think if they
Okay, I'm back.
and Cleveland makes
The call stands.
I just don't think there's
So
anything there in replay.
Baker throws a 41-yard bomb to OBJ for a big first down.
Reception and a great adjustment, getting to the ball and staying in bounds.
And that was a hell of an adjustment by OBJ to not only come up with the ball, but hold on to the ball.
There to overturn that elbow being down inbounds with control of the ball somewhat. And we move on. Nick Chubb.
Okay, they go back to Chubb, and Chubb gets about 2 or 3 yards.
It's big, as Darrell said, once it's ruled one way, unless it's over the top, obvious, clear, and all that. All right, Mike, then they're not going to change it.
Yeah, you know, Chris, I'm thinking we said here, I think, somewhat, maybe, all those words, by the way, usually that stands after that, which you're right. Either way they would have called this, I think it would have stayed as called. Tough play, but certainly not clear and obvious that the call.
Okay, 2nd and 7 for the Browns.
And watching all the games, keeping close tabs as Chubb cuts back. Look at him fight for yardage and almost to the first down.
Okay, Nick Chubb fights for yards. He comes very close to the first down marker, but he's a yard short.
Kitchen says we're not a pass first team ensures
It took about 4 Seahawks defenders to bring him down.
Cuts, the push ahead, the physicalness, the finish.
And a quick snap as Mayfield keeps.
Okay, Baker keeps the ball, gets the first down.
It's funny because fans too asking Mayfield about why he's not running more. And Freddie said, "Well, we got people that'll handle the ball, but if there's something there, he should take it. He's already run for a touchdown and now a first down."
Well, I think it's funny. Baker will tell people, listen, I'm not as athletic as some of these guys you're watching on Sundays. I know where my sweet spot is in this offense and when I can do things, but yeah, he knows
the Browns are trying to add on to this lead.
In the RPO game.
RPO, run pass option. See even I can.
There you go. Very savvy, Chris.
Hanging around you, I learned a lot. Baker Mayfield with time, and it was tipped at the last moment. He was trying to get to his tight end.
Okay, Baker throws it, and the ball was tipped.
From Ricky Seals-Jones, who already has one touchdown grab.
This is great hustle by Michael Kendricks because Ricky Seals-Jones is on top.
Yeah, that was good hustle by Michael Kendricks.
It just gets a fingertip on that.
Frustration because Mayfield probably figured if he floated that a little better, a little more carefully, as opposed to using that arm strength, maybe Kendricks doesn't get to it.
Okay, 2nd and 10.
Hey, we're 8-54. 180.
Chubb on the reception with a blocker in front, but he's tackled from behind.
Okay, Baker throws a screen pass to Chubb, and Chubb gets about 6 yards.
Much today.
About 6 or 7 yards.
Exactly. And it was one of the things that Freddie Kitchens was concerned about, those edge rushers, and also Pete Carroll.
So it's 3rd and 4 for the Browns.
An opportunity for both Ziggy Ansah and Jadeveon Clowney to take that next step. They've been close, but they've haven't been through it. And let's credit this Browns offensive line. They were beat up by the 49ers front last Monday night. They've done a nice job here this afternoon.
So can the Browns get it?
James Campen, the offensive line coach, keeping the group together. Mayfield, he's in trouble here. Throws and
wow, Baker's
from the 12-yard line.
Baker escapes trouble and throws a ball to Antonio Callaway for a big first down.
Russell Wilson on that one. It's going to be a first down for Cleveland. Special teams have played a big part of this game. It's 20-12 Browns, and they're getting closer for more.
As the 2-minute warning hits.
Let's hide the attic. No, in the basement.
Can the Browns punch it into the end zone, or will it be held to a field goal?
Behind the chainsaws. Smart.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
We are strange. And it ain't never gonna change.
All these commercials. All right, come on, y'all. What's y'all thoughts on this game? Let me know in the chat, or you can also join me. Call me. Also, can call me live after the game with your post-game thoughts. As soon as the game is over, I'll put the number here in the chat. You can call and join me. We can talk about this game.
Oh, it's the wrong roof.
Excuse me.
Bud Light Platinum, brewed for the night.
This week only, large 2-topping pizzas at Domino's are only
Downside
$5.99
is commercials.
That's why we had to bring in.
So let's see if the Browns can punch it in. They established a pretty good drive so far in this possession. Let's see if they can punch it into the end zone.
In 2014, he was an all-pro safety for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Excuse me.
Eric didn't know what no one knew. Eric was playing with cancer. Early detection gave him time to fight that cancer, to beat that cancer.
Speaking of Eric Berry, they're doing a commercial about, about the NFL's
NFL created crucial catch.
cancer cancer organization. Excuse me, cancer charity. I hope Eric Berry can get back in the
Baker
NFL.
Mayfield sure did. Watch as he starts to break out. He's going to take a little peek over his right shoulder and send Ziggy Ansah right there, and then he gets back inside. That allows him to be able to make the throw down the field. So a really good sense of pocket awareness. Where the
That was definitely great pocket awareness by Baker.
Break contain.
Yeah, looked like he wanted to run, thought better of it, completed the pass for the first down, nearing 190 yards through the air for Mayfield. Extra lineman is in here from the 12-yard line.
Okay, the Browns are at the 12-yard line.
Nick Chubb dives to the 10.
Okay, Chubb gets about 2 or 3 yards.
Leader on defense making the play, and now with just one timeout here, I guess the Browns are thinking,
okay, 2nd and 8.
To kick off in the second half to Seattle. Let's milk this possession as much as we can.
Yeah, and Baker should be aware of that. Let's take this play clock down. It's at 23 right now. Don't panic.
Instead, firing for the end zone and intercepted.
Wow.
The hands of the Cleveland receiver, that's Tedrick Thompson.
Baker picked off in the end zone.
Thompson had that key interception in the win over the Rams for Seattle in the Thursday nighter and was there for the deflection.
Tedrick Thompson gets the interception, but watch Shaquille Griffin. He's the one that makes the play. He undercuts Jarvis Landry and gets contact with the football.
It was just what you were saying, Darryl.
Shaquille Griffin with the deflection and Tedrick with the pick.
Not run the clock down. They turn it over, and they are confirming as...
Yeah, was there any contact after Tedrick Thompson made the interception, was down in the end zone? I don't know. You know, you can see Jarvis Landry get up right there and say he was down.
Instead, it's right at the moment spotted at the 12-yard line. On the Thompson return, and that's where they'll snap it from. One timeout for Seattle. Under a minute and a half to go before half. Wilson, Carson was out of bounds.
Okay, Wilson throws to Chris Carson, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards.
Because they deferred. You know, you're going to give them possession end of first half, beginning of second half.
Piece of halftime report coming up with all the highlights and Chiefs now. It's a one-point game with the Texans. You'll get all the information from the crew. Baltimore leading Cincinnati by 10 as Wilson's throw is on target to David Moore.
Okay, Russell throws a pass to David Moore for a first down.
Russell Wilson in the 2-minute offense. He'll take off and run in this offense as well. C.J. Procise is in. And running back. And he has room to run. He'll head to the sideline.
Russell rushes for a first down. He gets 10 yards.
It's kind of funny because every defensive coordinator we talk to when we do a Seattle game is we need to keep him in the pocket. We need to keep Russell in the pocket. We can't let him get outside and start to create because that's when he's most dangerous. Russell's perspective is, yeah, I know they don't want me to do that, but I'm just trying to salvage something. You know, I'm not out there creating. I'm just trying to make something happen after the play broke down.
Procise, and they're working the clock very well.
Okay.
Closer to field goal range.
Wilson throws to Procise for a first down.
Earlier on that drive, David Moore maybe the opportunity to get out of bounds and save a couple of seconds. So be smart if you're on the sideline. If you can get out, you've only got that one timeout remaining.
Here you go.
Out of the pocket, on the move, complete inside the 30. Down around the 21-yard line, Tyler Lockett.
Okay, Russell throws a big pass to Tyler Lockett.
Wilson wants the timeout.
And he calls time.
Let's check in Los Angeles with Kurt Menefee.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, the Texans and Chiefs battle it out. The Saints head to Jacksonville, and we'll fly on over to London to check out the Bucs and the Panthers.
Hey, I got to have the LC.
Figuratively, not literally. Unlike London, you don't need a passport for the Visa halftime.
Terry looked confused as this Browns defense that had done such a good job. It's a matter of, well, let's sit it. Russell Wilson is moving Down inside the 25 of Cleveland.
The exact same thing that happened in the Monday night game against San Francisco. You got an opportunity to go in and take the lead 26 if you miss another extra point, 12, hopefully 27-12, possibly 28-12, and you have a turnover again. Now here come the Seahawks down the field. Can you get the 2019 at half when you should have had a 2-possession lead coming into the half?
Definitely agree.
Pressure picked up. Wilson throws for the end zone and got rid of it.
Wilson throws an incomplete pass.
What's developing, and the Browns did a nice job there of keeping any area for him to run.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that Seattle has developed a really good feel for. Their offensive linemen understand when Russell breaks contained that they've got to extend their blocks. The receivers understand that it's now a scramble drill mentality. Find the open space.
Flag. Wilson is sacked at the 32-yard line.
The Browns sacked Wilson, but there's a flag on the play. And it's Myles Garrett again.
Offside defense. Number 95. 5-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
So it's on Garrett.
They called Garrett for offside.
He may have lined up in the neutral, and I didn't really see any movement pre-snap, but he had a great spin move inside, so it's a shame that he may not have just gotten lined up legally in that formation.
Wilson for the end zone and overthrows everybody. He didn't like what he saw.
And Russell Wilson overthrows. It's 3rd and 5.
It's 3rd and 5. Been so good in the red zone all year, they've had to settle for field goals. Myers 2 for 2 in that department. Jason from 38 and from 20. In the range of 35 if they get nothing here. And again, any kind of a sack, and the clock keeps running. Or a catch made and down inbounds. Play clock down to 2. Russell Wilson hit as he throws for the end zone. Catch made!
Wow.
Brown, a Seahawks touchdown.
Russell throws a 17-yard pass to Jaron Brown for the touchdown.
Celebrate Seattle style.
What a tremendous job by Russell Wilson, standing in the face of that blitz.
Going to make sure ruled a touchdown that he held on and the feet were in, but certainly it looked that way. He threw that so early and looked like he was going to throw it past the reach of Brown.
It looks like the Seahawks going to go for 2 to tie.
Caught up to it. And they're going for 2 for the tie. Touchdown has been confirmed. 0 for 1 this year on 2-point attempts for the Seahawks. And Procise will be stopped.
And the Browns stuffed Procise on the 2-point attempt conversion.
As Olivier Vernon holding on to a narrow 2-point lead. Remember, they're kicking off to Seattle to start the second half.
I'm sorry, we'll go back to that one. There's Jerome Brown on the touchdown. And there was a lot of conversation after that play between Jermaine Whitehead and some of the guys on the outside. It looked like he expected some help, played some leverage toward the middle of the field. But there's the key to me. With Joe Schobert coming right up the alley, you stand in there and make a heck of a throw knowing you're going to take a hit.
Well, Russell Wilson of the Seahawks battling back from a 20-12 deficit, but the Browns made it easier with a couple of turnovers. They weren't real sharp about having the ball at the other end of the field in time before the half.
And the officials wanting to make sure that this came up short on the 2-point play.
And these are, you can't challenge these. These are automatically always booth reviewed, whether they're ruled good or not. And New York assisting to make sure they get it right. Certainly looks like they did.
Yeah, he was short.
Well, the Browns, Seattle, the opportunity. The Seahawks took advantage. Touchback to the 25.
Definitely agree.
All three of their timeouts, but only 22 seconds.
Hey, right now I'm going to come out and take a knee. I'm going to get into the locker room. I'm going to tell my guys, listen, we did the exact same thing last Monday night in San Francisco. An opportunity to squeeze that lead down to 14-10. Going in at halftime, we have the interception. It's 21-3. When we come out in the third quarter, we allow another touchdown. It's 28-3. That game got away from them very quickly, and they followed up that same thing here this afternoon with another big turnover at the end of the first half.
Breathe.
Throwing on first down, Beckham. It's out of bounds, short of the 35.
Okay, Baker throws to
Russell
Beckham.
Wilson continuing his great season, over 200 yards. He now has 13 touchdowns without an interception. And a completion percentage, ran for a touchdown to get Seattle on the board in that opening quarter.
Hey, 54! Lasso forward!
Dontrell Hilliard checks in at running back. Mayfield. Hilliard, seconds on the clock.
Okay, Baker throws a pass to Hilliard.
Try a quick play at a timeout and a long field goal.
We always felt like, 6 seconds was kind of our mark when I played with the Cowboys. And we felt like we could execute a play with timeouts in our pocket, to get some good yardage down the field in 6 seconds. So I don't know what the range is today. This is the direction where it's played havoc with the kickers going this way. So where do you feel comfortable with a field goal attempt?
30!
Cybert's career long. He's a rookie in the NFL is 48 yards.
So the Browns are trying to get a field goal.
Handle that. Ricky Seals-Jones couldn't hold on.
And Ricky Seals-Jones couldn't hold on to the ball.
Maybe a Hail Mary.
Well, you played the last 22 seconds of the half aggressively, so you might as well continue. And you got 3 seconds left. Let's take a shot to the end zone, see if we can give Baker Mayfield enough time to scramble around and get a ball down towards the end zone and see if we can get a good play.
Seahawks dropped 2 safeties, one at the 5, one at the goal line.
It looks like they're going to go for a Hail Mary.
Defensive penalty. Pass interference this half will come to an end as Mayfield is winding up and throwing it to the goal line and into the end zone. Incomplete.
And throws incomplete in the end zone.
Arm straight there. Take a look at the play of the first half, presented by DirecTV. Or for your thing, that's our thing. Baker Mayfield, his first career running touchdown, and got the Browns off to a fast start.
Okay, so now the Browns lead 20-18 after the first half.
It's a good one going in Cleveland between the Browns and Seahawks. Check in for the Visa halftime report.
All right, my analysis for the first half. The Browns started off fast, but the Seahawks have been able to stay in the game thanks to 2 key interceptions by Baker. That's the difference in this game. In my opinion, they should have just, milked the clock and got a field goal out of it instead of trying to go for the home run. Seahawks get the ball to start the third quarter, So let's see what happens in the second half. So what's your first half thoughts so far?
It's a full moon.
It's 3-3 right now, whatever the moon is in Jacksonville with the Saints. Michael, get us out of this. Let's talk about the Browns and Seahawks.
The Browns is not about Baker Mayfield. The good and the bad. I guess he's going through a little bit of that harvest moon on the bad side of it all. But he started out the game hot, 10 of 12, and here he recognizes the blitz, plants that foot, gets the ball out to his tight end Brown. Here he rolled out. He could roll out to his right. He kind of gets there, but he doesn't plan to throw the tight ball to Landry down the field. And then here he recognizes man-to-man coverage, steps up and just runs it in for a touchdown, kind of like Russell Wilson did earlier in the game for Seattle. But here's the bad. Behind Odell Beckham, here, behind the receiver again, just throwing off his back foot, creating and giving up an interception in the red zone. Those are just things that you cannot do, especially against a team like Seattle. Seattle's used to winning close games. When you have them put away, you got to keep them put away.
Let Russell hang around.
Let Russell
hang around. Go ahead.
Most of us, I think, would bet on.
One of the effects of the harvest moon is that you retain water.
Is that true?
What are you looking at me for?
That harvest moon been around for about 5-6 years.
Hey, you know what? Neither one of you clowns knows what you're even talking about. I'm the only one here that knows anything about the moon.
You don't. What is that thing?
Okay.
What was that? The whatever Peterson?
Yeah, but that second one,
Peter.
he definitely threw behind Landry off his back foot, which he shouldn't have done.
Running back for the Cleveland Browns. That helps a lot of Baker Mayfield's problems. When he's running the ball well, that team does well, Baker does well.
Agreed.
And maybe it's a hunter's move.
Yeah. When Baker sees things, his eyes see things quicker than he gets it in technique. And that's why when you said you were exactly right, he gets.
That's going to definitely be a key. Definitely got to give Chubb the ball more in the second half.
Right. Back here on Earth, Thursday Night Football comes your way. Chiefs and Broncos pregame festivity.
Yep, definitely got to find more ways to give Chubb the ball in the second half. Give him more carries. Excuse me. Because the Seahawks, they definitely haven't had no answer for him. And definitely got to establish the run to set up the pass. Not establish the pass to set up the run. So that's definitely going to be a key for the Browns. And also the defense, they have to create turnovers. Excuse me. Definitely got to get some turnovers on this offense. So you can give the ball back to the defense.
SmackDown, sponsored by Progressive, at 8 Eastern, only on Fox.
Yeah, because the Seahawks are definitely going to try to go more up tempo in the second half. Yep, you definitely don't want Russell Wilson to hang around in a game. They're used to winning close games. Matter of fact, half of their games so far this season starting off have been close. You know, the Steelers game, the Rams game, even the Bengals game. So they're definitely used to being in close games so far early this season. Yeah, TC, it's been a good game so far. Excuse me for a second. My apologies, everybody. I had to go to the bathroom. Laws family, let's go Hawks. Okay. Well, thanks for joining me, man. How you doing? Let's go Seahawks. Okay. So how's everything going? Laws family, how's everything? And the Seahawks on their first possession of the third quarter, don't score. So the Browns get it back at the 40-yard line. Pretty good field position. Okay, now let's see what the Browns do on their first possession, of the second half. Definitely, TC, definitely. They definitely got to score here on this first possession, though. Okay, 2nd and 12 for the Browns. Now it's 3rd and 6 at the 44. Chubb got sick, gained 6 yards before being taken down by Bobby Wagner. Okay, Baker rushes up the middle for 8 yards and gets the first down. Browns have it at the 48-yard line. And now he has 20 rushing yards. He throws an incomplete pass. Get some more of these Pringles here. Okay, Baker throws a bomb to OBJ for 19 yards, and the Browns have the first down at the 29-yard line. Okay, Baker throws an incomplete pass to the right on first down. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 29. It was intended for Ricky Seals-Jones, the tight end. The Browns get called for holding, so it's 10 yards, and they're pushed to the 39. That's the third penalty on the Browns today. And it was on Chris Hubbard. And Nick Chubb fumbles the ball, and Ezekiel Ansana and Suda recovers. That's Nick Chubb's first fumble of the season. And the Seahawks have it at the 42-yard line. After Baker threw the screen pass. So the Seahawks start at the 42-yard line. TC said, we'll come back, go Browns. So now the Browns defense has to shut down the Seahawks on this possession. Y'all excuse me for a second. Okay, Baker was wincing in pain, so he's being taken back into the locker room for further examination.